1, 2, 'lower right, 0, upper left, 1, upper right. For the lower left corner inwards, as you fold. Oh, they were changing. As you fold the upper left inward to the center, you watch as the upper right unfolds by itself, resuming its normal position. Oh, cool! As you fold the upper right corner back to the center, the lower left corner mirrors the action until all the corners touch in the center. You watch for a moment, and the corners of the paper raise up, turning the note into a small four-sided paper pyramid. Open the sides of the pyramid. I love this kind of things. This should almost be a point-and-click game, because it feels like one. You peel back the sides of the pyramid and the paper disintegrates to dust. Inside is a small triangle-shaped earring. It catches the light and gleams brightly. Do I have it? This small earring from folding a note. It's a beautiful earring, but despite its beauty, all it seems to do is remind you how strange this world you've woken up in is. I have similar earrings. Some items are magical but require that they be identified before they can be used. If you cannot determine what an item is at first glance, then you may need to take it to someone with a higher lore skill than you or your party members. I cannot identify, okay. Would you be able to identify it? How do I make you identify it? I don't think you can. We also have an eyeball. This is your eye. Only one? Okay. Okay then. This one doesn't open. Yeah, I had a moment. Yeah, there was silence, but I was quick enough to realize with my thoughts the puzzle that I completely forgot about the numbers of the corpse. I was thinking about folding the corners in the same order that seemed to be suggested on the corners of the paper, but the secret was in the numbers. So the sequence was in the numbers. Oh, this place is all closed off. Except for this one zombie here. This huge corpse is standing silently in a corner of the room, facing the wall. He looks to have been a heavy-set man in his early years, and judging by the condition of the body, he died only recently. The freshly stitched number on his forehead reads 1664. This corpse looks like it is serving as a librarian, for it is carrying a huge stack of books in its arms. Examine the books. The books appear to be old mortuary ledgers, none of them of any particular interest. As you search through the text, however, you notice a loose page folded between two of the books. You are suddenly struck with the feeling that someone tucked it there to hide it. We have found another mortuary book that was missing some page. The page doesn't look like it belongs with the ledgers. It looks like it belongs in a logbook. tear is clean, as if with a knife, so you suspect the page was removed on purpose. You take a moment to read through the page. It's a list of dead bodies brought to the mortuary and locked in the receiving room. All the entries appear to be recent arrivals. Let's examine him again. Okay. This rugged page looks like it was cut neatly out of a book. It is written in a tight cramped script. Fifth night of... That's the year? 16537? Okay, drunk, chest wound, cause of death. Mauling Abishai. Collector pox, 3 commons, paid, no possessions. Of course nobody has possessions. Fifth night, desiccated corpse, cause of death. Indeterminable, age of shell prevents identification. Why there is a asterisk? Collector Farod, 3 commons, paid, no possessions, stripped. Knife marks evident from this section. That could be us. Fifth night, scarred shell, cause of death indeterminable. Scars do not appear to be cause of death. Shock trauma. Oh, this could be us too. Farod. Possessions, fist irons. 13 commons, middle table, receiving room. Farod didn't take anything from this one. Desiccated corpse number 2. It's always the fifth night. Cause of death. This is the number of the logs, the entry logs, I suppose. Cause of death indeterminable, age of shell, prevents identification. Followed 3 commons. Possessions logged. Knife marks evident from this section, but the dissection was not thorough enough. Copper earring found lodged in abdomen. Earring has been locked in southeast preparation room. Have an initiate from the third circle examine it. It has strange markings like those on contracted worker. 79. Skeleton. Cause of death indeterminable. Age of shell prevents identification. Furrowed. No possession. Stripped. The knife marks evident from this section. As with the previous entries, these shells Farod has brought also shows signs of having been prepared. I have asked that Initiate Emoric launch an investigation into the matter. Furthermore, entry 16542 is one of Farod's gang. I have seen the individual before. I would ask Emoric to pay heed to how the man died. So they are investigating on the scavengers doing a proper job or not. It's not their job, I don't think it is, but they should be investigated. Or otherwise, the dusters should oust them, or, well, you know, maybe recovering corpses is a job for more intelligent people than zombies. Maybe the dusters should do this themselves with some zombies and drive the scavengers away. Fifth night, tiefling, male. Cause of that slash marks, discoloration of wounds are consistent with grave rot. Goal claws, Farod, 3 commons paid, no possessions. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, sometimes I black out and think. Like when I realized that the numbers were the solution. What about here? They don't seem to be upset. Oh, this one is different. The stench coming from this corpse is truly nauseating. Someone split open this man's chest and has yet to remove the internal organs. But why do they remove the organs? This desk is covered with the spools of thread, strips of clothes, rusty instruments, stained vials, and bloody sheets. This chalk white body has been drained of blood and treated with embalming fluid. A neatly stitched seam runs down the corpse's chest. So they are embalming? That would make sense if they are removing the organs. Another corpse on a stone slab. There is no indication of what the body died of. The bandages covering this body are soaked with blood, even though this corpse looks several days old. Several days dead. Blood still trickles from its wounds. Another door. Disembowel the corpse proves how far you can physically stretch flesh without tearing it. Okay, so I suppose we need to talk with all these people around here. Oh, there's a balcony here. Oh, I didn't notice it here. That's a well or a drainage system or a pillar. I doubt that that's a pillar. So let's see. This corpse 985 has stopped dead in its tracks. Judging from the condition of its left leg, it looks as if some sort of tomb rot or corpse mold has eaten through its knee. The corpse is wobbling unsteadily back and forth, trying to keep its balance. Poor thing. Let's help him. You reach out for the corpse's left arm to help stand it. As you grab its arm, however, the corpse suddenly sways to the right and you end up tugging the corpse rather than steadying it. Oh, Chief, you might not want... There's a crack from the corpse's left leg, and the body falls like a dead tree. Its torso strikes the stone flagstones and shatters like a rotten melon, filth and ichor gargling from the cavity. To your surprise, no one seems to have noticed the corpse collapse, and even stranger, the left leg remains standing where the body was, as if at attention. After a moment, the leg falls over with a wet thump. As you gaze upon the petrified remains of the corpse, you notice that its left arm seems intact. It has snapped from the torso during the fall, and it doesn't appear to have been touched by the tomb rot that had spread through the rest of the body. I wonder if I could make use of that arm. What would this be? Oh, that's a weapon. Clubs. Not usable by mages, of course. What mage would use this? Seriously. Okay. Can Morte use it? No. No, she cannot,
Oh,
right?
sure, I'll just swing it with my arms.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We can use it, but, well, let's put it there. But I want to have this as default. What about you? This heavily stitched corpse is shuffling lazily back and forth between two slabs. The number 506 has been stitched on its forehead, and the side of its neck, and its right arm, in fact. The skin of this peeling corpse has been sewn up with so many stitches, its skin looks like a bizarre street map. Let's examine him. The stitches encircle the corpse, running from its arms, across its chest, up its neck, and into the damp mass of white hair. As you follow the crossroads of stitches, you notice someone has jammed a needle into the corpse's forehead. The needle is attached to a thread stitching up the side of the skull. You could probably unravel it if you had something to cut the thread. Well, I can use the scalpel. You slice the thread neatly with the scalpel, then pluck out the needle and pull the stitches out. As you do, the skin covering the forehead peels back to reveal the corpse's chalk-white skull, where, to your surprise, the number 78 has been chiseled. Well, it seems you got two different designations there, I suppose. Corpse. The corpse stares straight ahead, oblivious. Maybe they repaired it. Instead of rising another one, they repaired this one and just used it. They probably used them until they collapse. Which would make sense. Stitching points. What about you? The eyes of this corpse are set close together, and the eyeballs themselves are slightly askew. One faces to the left and the other to the right. You can barely make out the number 257 traced into its bruised forehead. It looks like the corpse has taken several blows to the head, making the number difficult to read. They are in such a bad condition that the numbers they have on them might be the times they have been risen. Maybe, I don't know. Don't you get dizzy with your eyeballs facing like that? There is no flicker of understanding in their corpse eyes. They stare silently off to the left and right. I love how I'm almost expecting one of them to answer me eventually, so I try.
What's up? Okay.
All right.
Aveen. Let's talk to Aveen. You see a slight young... Oh, that's a young woman? I thought it was a guy with a beard, but it's alright. You see a slight young woman with pale features. The sunken flesh around her cheeks and neck makes her appear as if she's starving. She seems intent on dissecting the corpse in front of her, prodding the chest with a finger. Greetings. The woman does not respond. She seems too intent on the body in front of her. As you watch her work, you suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They are darting in and out of the corpse's chest cavity like knives, removing organs. A specialized worker, I suppose. Greetings. The woman makes no response. I think the dusty cheat might be a bit short of hearing, Chief. Let's lay off, shall we? What's wrong with her hands? Well, let's try tapping her first. The woman jumps and whips around to face you. Her eyes are a rotting yellow with small orange dots for pupils. As she sees you, her expression changes from surprise to irritation, and she frowns at you. Hello? She doesn't seem to have heard you. She leans forward, squinting, as if she can't quite make you out. Whatever is wrong with her eyes must make her terribly nearsighted. She clacks her taloned fingers together, then makes a strange motion with her hands. Find thread and the embalming juice. Bring here to Aveen. Go, go, go. Oh, this is a quest. I had some questions first. Nah, she's gonna dismiss me.
Updated my journal.
She turns away. She makes no sign that she heard you. I think the dusty cheat might be a bit short of hearing, Chief. Let's lay off, shall we? What's wrong with her hands?
Updated my journal.
She's a thiefling, Chief. They got a dash of fiend blood running in their veins, usually cause some ancestor of theirs shared knickers with some demon or another. Makes some of them adult in the head and usually adult looking too, okay? I thought she was a harpy or
I'm
something.
gone.
Just some different creature. We need some embalming stuff for her. We have the needle, but we definitely need the liquid. Whatever that is. Giant slab here. Blood stains, rust, and other remains cover the surface of this metal slab. It is much larger than most of the other slabs, and it's sitting on a platform that allows it to be rotated. There's no cleaning crew in here. Really, they wouldn't need a cleaning crew in this place. It's not like they don't have the people, right, to do it. Talk with you. The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. The number 821 is carved into his forehead and his lips have been stitched closed. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. Anything interesting going on? As you address the zombie, it blinks in surprise. Eh? Oh! What? You're not a zombie. Who are you?
Updated my journal.
The zombie is trying to respond behind stitched lips. He has a peculiar half frightened, half angry expression. Oh, you? What you want? Can I cut his stitches? I can lie. Well, my instructions say to talk to nobody about who I am. So maybe lying helps whenever you need to hide your identity. But I don't know if I want to do that already. Who are you? The zombie doesn't seem to have heard you. He looks you up and down for a few moments, then frowns. What you do here? His eyes narrow suspiciously. You spy on dusters? Yes, I'm spying on the dusties. He studies you more intently. You spy? You would sell? Sell? Morte breaks in, whispering, "By the powers, this Berg's an anarchist. Posing as a zombie has got to be a first for those adult sods." Yeah, he looks like he's somebody in hiding. It's really kind of weird and funny. Anarchist?
Updated my journal.
Anarchists, they're a faction. Morte looks like he's about to let loose a torrent of insults, then notices the zombies staring at you both, listening intently. They want to liberate everyone from the chains of government, tear down the old, establish a new order with no order at all. That seems pretty contradictory. That seems like a noble pursuit. Any anarchist dedicated to such a lofty goal is definitely a friend of mine. The zombie nods at this, and you think you detect him puffing up a little in pride behind his zombie disguise. So you're a spy for the anarchists? I'm spying on the Dusties, but I can't speak too much about it right now. What are you doing here? I think I will go with the lying. Me spy on Dusties, say what I see, nothing more. What have you seen? Nothing, they do nothing, can find nothing. Just dead people, Dusties, do nothing. Eyes narrow in conviction. Still I watch. Something else I would like to ask you? What you want to know? To know. Can you tell me anything about Doll? Scribe. Shrugs. Old. Yellow. Every time it automatically scrolls, it kind of makes me lose the point where I was. How can I escape from here, really? Is that opportune to ask? Maybe he will not notice. How did you get to look like that? Me good at two guys, these guys. Me also good scars. Me wear lots of embalming fluid. We make good zombie. Me make good zombie. The zombie giggles through stitched lips, then taps his head. That is stupid. Yeah, they're the stupid ones, alright. The sarcasm is evidently lost on the zombie, who nods eagerly. Stupid Dusties, me make good zombie. Can you disguise me as a zombie? Doesn't that hurt? He looks at your scars. I ask you same question. Me, I'm not hurt much. Me tough. Can you disguise me? Looks you up and down for a few moments, mumbling to himself, then nods. Mini jar of embalming fluid, points at the scars on your chest. And some needle and thread. Oh, so you have the same... two quests, possibly requiring the same items, and maybe you have to choose which one. Fine. I see. Do you know someone named Farod? Farod? The zombie frowns briefly and told me here he live in Hive somewhere. He shakes his head. Not nowhere. He frowns again. Dusty's very mad. They not like Farod. Yeah. All of them, they don't like him? Why don't they like him?
Updated my journal.
He's a collector, brings deaders to mortuary, sells them to dustmen, brings lots of deaders. Dusties do not know where he gets deaders. They think he's putting Burks in that book. What? He's saying this Farod Burke has been selling a lot of deaders, okay, corpses, to the dustmen. That's what collectors do. They gather dead bodies and sell them to the dustmen. Sounds like this Farod's been selling so many deaders that the Dusties think he's been putting hivers in the dead book. So he's killing people. Technically. Before their hours up, you know, killing people. Okay, yeah. Kinda. Well, if selling a body is some kind of business, definitely. I'm missing the journal. Have you seen it? Don't know. Some back pill you? Yeah. Farod. What? He wants to know if somebody robbed you, probably what happened. Yeah, probably Farod. I'm asking what, because I want to be sure that I have understood. How can I escape from here? The zombie grunts. You can escape through portals. He waves his hands. Poof. What portals? Portals? The zombie waves around the arena. Portals everywhere. Can you show me one? Yeah, it's getting weird because supposedly if I'm lying to him, I should be knowing about these portals. So he's silent for a moment and nods slightly as if in understanding. Why should I help you? That reason, and oh my god, this one is witty, but kind of aggressive at the same time. I won't expose. I don't really desire to expose him because I don't really know anything about his faction thoroughly, so I can't. Regardless of my opinion about anarchists in general, but I don't know really anything in this game. I cannot judge him. I don't have the variables to judge him, or to make a judgment, or to be antagonistic with him. What do you want in return, maybe? Maybe I could do a favor for you. You need to get a key for me. One iron key to Embalm's room. What is this key? A dusty chit has it. He points at his eyes. She has yellow eyes. He then makes a motion with his hands that reminds you of a pair of cutting shears, blades on fingers. Yeah. How do I get that key? Maybe if I bring her the stuff, I can get the key to him? Do I care about helping an anarchist? Do I think they're a threat? Not really. I don't have enough knowledge. So I have to think about myself first. I can't take a stand right now. I have to think about moving on, me, as instead of others working along others people politics or not. Don't you want me to introduce the two of you? The zombie blinks. He doesn't seem to have understood you. Oh. Forget it. I'll go and find your key.
My journal.
The zombie squints at you. If you're caught, don't say nothing about me, or we got you in your sleep. Yeah. I'll get the key, but don't be mean. Come on. What did he do? He grunted. There is another door down here. Oh, some dirt's on here. Someone has inserted a tube into this corpse's leg. The tube is attached to a strange clicking machine next to the slab. Ah, yeah, this must be the embalming chamber then. But it's open. At least this. Oh, maybe he wants this. This door is locked. You will need a key and stairs. Yeah, when I figured out the puzzle of the piece of paper, I thought that the numbers 1201, I think those were the numbers, were to open a safe or something like that, and not to fold the corners. I just suddenly had made a connection, but I thought maybe I was going to open a gate like this, or the one here, especially the one that was here in this room, this one. But in the end, that was the solution to the puzzle, so even better. Embalming fluid. But should I take that one? Maybe there is some spare. Dried blood covers the subsurface. I love how I'm trying not to interrupt their operation because I'm neutral to them. Well, you could start directly as angry with them. I don't know. I prefer to be neutral. Blood is still fresh. Blood covers the slab. A bloody cloth covers the remains of this corpse. The stench rising from the body is almost unbearable. So they embalm. Ah, there is none there. Ah, really? There is none spare? container is locked. Now, if I had the pleasure of being a thief, which I wanted to be, maybe I could do something about it. Maybe I could use the scalpel to try and pick lock, but I don't see. No. I think I will take this. I can take only one, or I could take both and be disguised as a corpse as well. Okay, I'm trying this because it doesn't seem like... yeah, I'm sorry, bodies. I'm sorry. Corpse is riddled with tubes. A yellow liquid is cycling through the tubes into a strange machine. The machine is making clicking noises like an insect. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt their embalming. They probably deserved it. Or paid for it already. I have no idea.